a move that sparked intense debate over free speech, the National Park Service, NPS, abruptly removed a controversial statue depicting former President Donald Trump and Jeffrey Epstein holding hands, just one day after its installation on the National Mall. But here's where it gets controversial. Was this a justified enforcement of permit rules, or a thinly veiled attempt to silence provocative political art? Let's dive in. The statue, titled Best Friends Forever, appeared early Tuesday morning with the US Capitol as its backdrop. It featured Trump and Epstein in a casual pose, each with a foot kicked back and a hand flailing in the air. A plaque between them read, "In honor of Friendship Month, we celebrate the long-lasting bond between President Donald J. Trump and his closest friend, Jeffrey Epstein." The imagery was jarring, to say the least, and it didn't take long for it to draw national attention. Patrick, an organizer from the activist art group The Secret Handshake, who withheld his last name out of fear of retaliation, stated that the group's security guards were present around 5:30 a.m. Wednesday when MPS officials dismantled the statue. According to Patrick, the group had expected the statue to remain on display for at least a week, as their permit allowed it to stay until 8 p.m. Sunday. However, the Department of the Interior, which oversees the NPS, issued a statement claiming the statue violated its permit due to unspecified compliance issues. And this is the part most people miss. Patrick believes the NPS used a technicality, a dispute over the statue's height, as a pretext to remove the provocative display. The statue doesn't matter, Patrick told CNN. What it represents and it being broken down is what matters. The group suspects the NPS objected to the combined height of the statue and its base, which may have exceeded the permitted 6 feet. However, Patrick argues that even if there was a discrepancy, the NPS failed to follow its own rules by not providing the required 24-hour written notice before revocation. This isn't the first time the Secret Handshake has installed thought-provoking sculptures on the National Mall. In 2024, their pieces, the Resolute Desk and the Donald J. Trump Enduring Flame, went viral, as did their dictator-approved statue and a golden television sculpture in June. All previous installations were permitted without issue, according to Patrick and Carol Fleischer, an independent contractor who handles the group's permits. Before this, they've never been anything but friendly to work with, Patrick said. We expected nothing but the same this time. Fleischer, who has 40 years of experience in permitting, called the height discrepancy a likely typo and dismissed it as beyond nonsense. She added that she had received no official notice of the removal from either the NPS or the Department of the Interior by the time of publication. Photos provided by the group show the statue severely damaged during removal, with Trump's head split in half. Patrick drew a parallel between the statue's dismantling and Trump's recent threats against late-night TV host Jimmy Kimmel and ABC, framing it as a broader attack on free speech. It's a great example of where we're headed in this country when it comes to freedom of expression, he said. The permit obtained by the group explicitly states its purpose as demonstrating freedom of speech and artistic expression using political imagery. It also outlines that revocation requires 24 hours written notice, a step the NPS appears to have skipped. The Department of the Interior has yet to respond to CNN's inquiries about whether proper notice was given or what specific compliance issues led to the removal. Here's the question that's dividing opinions. Was the NPS justified in removing the statue for technical violations? Or did they overstep by silencing a piece of political art that challenges public perception? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. Whether you see this as a necessary enforcement of rules or a troubling precedent for censorship, one thing is clear. The debate over free speech and artistic expression is far from over.